Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shanika, and in today's video, I am going to be talking about things that I learned in my 20s. I just turned 30 at the beginning of the month, and it's such a great milestone to reach. I think that I have been spending a lot of time reviewing all the knowledge that I have acquired in the past 30 years. So I wanted to share that with you. So if you're interested in the video, keep watching. So the first category is finances. It's the biggest thing I would say for when you're turning 30 and to focus on in your 20s is to learn about different methods of investing. Try to do it if you can. Obviously, not everybody has that much extra money to spare to invest, but if you can do it, I would definitely say to give it a try, start in small amounts and work your way up until you learn a little bit more about different markets. I would also say to learn how to do your own taxes. Most people don't do their own taxes. They go to a tax company to get them done each year. But if you can learn to do your taxes, or at least learn what things can be claimed or deducted, so you can save as much money as possible. Also, in the field of finances, start saving as early as you can, whether it's for luxury items, whether it's for travel, for personal development, school, buying a home, emergencies especially. It is so important to have money saved up. Even if it's a small amount, it does help. And lastly, for finances, I would say to budget and track. Whether you have a lot of expenses or just a few expenses, still budget and track. It's a great way to help you save your money and help you not overspend, which in this day and age, people are overspending like crazy. My second category is travel. I would say do not be afraid to explore new places. I would say to travel overseas if you can, or out of province or state. And if you can't do those big traveling destinations, at least to explore new local areas in your city or your town. Most of the time, there are so many things people have never seen or heard of, whether they're driving in a car or whatever in their local area, that they probably would find really interesting and fun. So travel as much as you can. And another thing is to not be afraid to travel with kids. It is definitely difficult traveling with kids, but it's not impossible. So don't let that be a limitation as well. And if possible, take one solo trip. This one is so important. It is fun to travel with friends and family, but getting that opportunity, even if it's just a day away or a weekend away, to be by yourself and reflect and relax and not worry about anybody else is so nice and relaxing. So take at least one solo trip. And to also remember that traveling is not only for pleasure or enjoyment. You can get so much education and culture from traveling as well. So my third category is friendships. This one is always a little bit sensitive for some people, but it's another big thing to consider as you get older. Try to surround yourself with positive people, as well as people who have the same goals as you, values, they have the same ambitions, people who can keep you on a great track in life. And do not be afraid to cut out people in your life who do not serve you. Not in the way that it doesn't always have to be about an exchange, but if they're not willing to support you in difficult times or support you when you're even succeeding. A lot of people don't like to see their friends, especially excelling in life or doing better than them. If someone's not willing to support you or care for you or love you in all times of your life, cut them out. Another thing I would say is important is to realize you do not need to share every aspect of your life with every single person you know. Some stuff should remain private, should remain secret. There are intimate details between you and your partner. You do not need to share everything, and that's okay. Your friendship can still be strong with keeping some things private. And I would also say to stop worrying about what other people think. Stop comparing yourself to others. It will lead you down a terrible road psychologically. Focus on you and your life and how you can make yourself better in the moment. Don't worry about who has what and how fast they got it or how slow you're achieving something in comparison to them. Every single person has their own journey, their own life path. God has a plan for every single person individually. The universe has a plan. Not everybody can do the same thing at the same time. And last 2 points in the friendship category is to look out for red flags. Listen to your gut feeling, your gut and your brain, and most of the time your heart will let you know when you are seeing a red flag. So look out for those, pay attention, and then make decisions based off of that. But of course, follow your heart as well at the same time. Follow your heart, love people, and remember that as we get older, it is 100% normal and common and most likely expected that the number of friends you have will decrease over time. It's not easy to maintain friends, and it's not always easy to make new friends as well, but that is okay. Having a small group of people is perfectly fine. You don't always need a group of 100. My fourth category is about being unique. Do not be afraid to be yourself. Don't let others influence who you want to be or who you think you should be. It is okay to spend some time being creative and discovering you. It's okay to be awkward. It's okay to be the only one sometimes. Get a little freaky, whatever it may be, but be unique. You are you. You are a special individual snowflake in the sky, and you are beautiful. Be yourself. So my fifth category is involving work or employment. I would say, first off, when you're young, find something that you like or you enjoy, you think you could be good at, and do not be afraid to pursue that. If you think it'll be fulfilling or will pay you well, don't be afraid to give it a try. The earlier, the better it is to take those type of risks rather than when you're older and you have more commitments and responsibilities. It does become a little trickier. So I would say when you're young, figure out what you like and give it a try. But on the opposite end of that spectrum, it is okay to work a 9-to-5 job. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. In reality, most of us will have to have that boring or typical 9-to-5 job. It's okay. It's fine if it's not glamorous. We cannot all be entrepreneurs or self-made successes. It's all right. You can still do fine doing typical real world jobs. That's okay. If you're able to find time in your spare time to do those side hustles or be an entrepreneur, but in the beginning, sometimes you will have to work a regular job to at least make it by in life, but that is perfectly fine as well. And when it comes to work and you are trying to move up in your job or your company, whatever it may be, don't be afraid to work hard. At the same time, know your worth and express your worth. When you've worked long enough, especially in the same field, you know what you're worth. You know how well you can perform a task, and don't be afraid to show that off. You don't always have to be humble in that sense. Don't settle. If you know you're excellent at something, apply for that higher job. Reach for the sky. Reach for as high as you want. Don't be afraid to ask for that promotion or that raise or that accommodation. If you know your worth and you think it's justified, go for it. Just go for it. Do not be afraid to make advancements in your work life. And my second last point in the work category is to embrace failure. Embrace sometimes being a little bit slow, especially when you are that newbie at work. It is okay to not be perfect right off the bat. You will be slow, you will make mistakes. That is fine. When it comes to work, it's just important to realize the mistake you've made and know how to apologize to either your boss or your coworkers if you do make one. But it's going to be part of life. We cannot be perfect at work 24/7. It's okay. And my last point for work is know when it's time to log off, to sign off, to take a vacation day or a personal day. Know when to relax. As much as we may love our job or we may love the money, it's also important to take that time away so we do not get burned out. And in today's day, it is so easy to get burned out from work, and that affects other areas of our life. So look out for when you are getting tired or overwhelmed and pause. Pause from work, refresh yourself, and then go back and you will be great. So the next thing I have learned in my 20s is to start taking care of yourself now. Do not wait till you're older. Don't think it's fine to slack off now and you can start a routine or a regimen later on. Take care of yourself now. Prioritize great skincare now. Prioritize your health now. Do not wait. Life is way too short, and you do not want to look back and say, I wish I took better care of my health. Take care of yourself now. Work out, eat healthy, and make sure you are balancing your health out. Don't do anything in an extreme. That does not equal healthy. Find a way to find that perfect, sustainable balance and carry it on through the years as you get older. So my last category, which falls into the previous category, but is by far the most important thing, it deserves a spotlight on its own, is mental health. In life, especially when you're growing up, you are going to feel lost sometimes, especially in those younger years, transitioning from being a teenager to a young adult, kind of middle-aged adult, and then you really hit 30 and you feel like you have that quarter life crisis. You are going to feel lost, and that is okay. And it is also okay to express that you are not okay, and it's okay to reach out for help. I would encourage you, no matter how you're feeling or how trivial you think those thoughts or feelings are, to reach out for help. Do not wait. Your mental health should be your number one priority on top of all other aspects of life. Mental health needs to be the foundation of your health, your core, your being. Good mental health will help you flourish in every aspect of your health. So focus on having good mental health, keeping positive thoughts, realizing what is normal, feeling things and working through them and moving past them. Because we're always going to have times where we struggle. That's just normal. Feel the struggle, cry if you need to, scream if you need to, learn what you can from that experience or feeling or incident, and move on in your life in a way that you're moving upwards and not just kind of staying stable or declining. So it's okay to feel a little lost or confused. That lost feeling sometimes can lead to some really great curiosity, and you will see new pathways present themselves before you everywhere. You just need to be willing to receive those new opportunities. I would also say, don't neglect your wants and needs. They are yours, they are priority to you, so don't neglect them. And at the same time, do not apologize for wanting something, and don't apologize also for things that are not your fault. I feel like, especially us Canadians and a lot of people in general, we're so quick to think something is wrong or think something's our fault and want to apologize to make ourselves feel better or others feel better. No, make it a point in your life to know what is actually your fault and what's not, and do not take on any unnecessary blame or stress that could really internalize itself as a heavy burden and make you feel like you're always wrong or always making mistakes. And a lot of the times we're not. And also remember that everything in life takes time. Everything is a journey. It's just important to be patient along the way. Also, I would say live with intention. It is great having goals and dreams and ambitions, but remember that achieving those is not always the most important thing. It's great to have them to kind of be as our guide, but we should still learn to live in the moment and experience things and experience life. So lastly, I would say love yourself. Love yourself fully, love yourself unconditionally, and do not be afraid of aging. It is normal, but it can also be so beautiful and so graceful. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I hope some of the things that I have learned in my 20s can help you as well if you are in your 20s. If you're older, leave a comment below. Give me some tips for my 30s. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.